My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. Notice: intellectual property theft is particularly egregious and equally unlawful where the sole inventor and creator of the intellectual property is the targeted individual. Erica Lorraine Spencer, subject to the unconstitutional and inhumane government system of gang stalking, otherwise referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices, because of which the intellectual property created by the targeted individual, who is, in fact, Erica Lorraine Spencer, as the intellectual property also proves, serves to establish via evidence and expose the existence of criminal surveillance and thus an inherent threat posed by the U.S. government and the civilian population sharing engagement in the unlawful system. Such evidence that includes all of the content created by Erica Lorraine Spencer, images, videos, audio, etc., belongs solely and entirely to Erica Lorraine Spencer only and is necessarily published online in order to protect her life, safety, and liberty as the targeted individual, who is also the intellectual property owner, no less protected from theft procured through targeting by a public entity. Theft of any intellectual property belonging to Erica Lorraine Spencer, which is necessarily committed while she, being both creator and inventor, remains oppressed by the public entity via criminal surveillance, is a criminal and inhumane means of infringement under all circumstances and not protected nor enforceable pursuant to any invalid or fraudulent acts of copyright, trademarks, patents, etc., including as it pertains to any ideas associated with or generated from the intellectual property or the intellectual property owner, Erica Lorraine Spencer, whether creative, business, or otherwise, nor does the intellectual property owner consent to any such means of infringement and theft. Erica Lorraine Spencer here. The following is an audio version of video evidence that is captured for purposes of mass distribution, which is why I am capturing it and sharing it on the podcast for evidentiary purposes and also to reveal the wealth of documentation that extends beyond what it is that I document on podcasts. Much of the video and images will be published onto the YouTube channel, the P.O.C, and it is also shared on the Google Drive. Again, this is for purposes of revealing what I remain subject to, which is federal group stalking and monitoring. It is a demonic system of state surveillance that the government is practicing in concert with the people of the state, and it should be known and well understood that for the government to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring, this is a crime that is committed with a criminal purpose to threaten the life of an American citizen. This is to conspire to murder and or permanently kidnap an American citizen while engaging in a perpetual sex offense in concert with the people of the state.
This is Southwest Airlines stalking, monitoring me, monitoring my movements. An airline industry that is stalking and is doing so at what is 5:44 a.m., doing so with the people of the state. And Southwest Airlines is also the people of the state engaging in the criminal conspiracy to commit murder. That's why the military is using a Southwest Airlines plane that does not have any passengers, moreover, and it's not headed to a destination, and that's not a flight published, a destination hovering over the John Stewart Company apartment complex, who are also gang stalking. This is That's American Medical Response. This is the fake sun right here. In alignment to me, American Medical Response is stalking, just like they are on this same street where the people of the state are stopped. These are the third parties that are stalking while I'm at the library at night in Ontario. The same entity, the same pattern of conduct. These are a bunch of psychopaths. These are demons stalking light on Euclid Avenue. They're pacing all around, monitoring me. And that's what's operating an ambulance, and that's what's going to be removed from that position. The entities engaging in this, and specifically state actor AMR, during the 7 p.m. hour where the sun is not going to be present, at the Upland Public Library, and then at the intersection of D Street and Euclid, where the Upland Public Library and the Upland Unified School District is at that intersection where I'm documenting criminal summoning. This is the P.O.C. and the entity that is gang stalking by virtue of cleaning the Veterans Monument. Not talking to you, not looking at you. We're so focused while they're engaging in the P.O.C. It's going to be evidence used to have them committed. Them who are demons who are monitoring, and this is the Upland City Hall. The monitoring demon, Bill Velto, is not staying in office. The entities engaged in criminal summoning at the Upland City Hall because the Upland City Hall is a facilitating venue engaged in the pattern of conduct under the fake sun, which you also know is here. As I exit this same venue in the evening, this is P.O.C. This is the entity that's monitoring on my device. Bill Velto is engaged in federal stalking. The Upland City Hall is engaged in federal stalking in furtherance of murder in concert with the people of the state. This is the P.O.C. This is not a legitimate government. And the entities engaged in criminal surveillance in Upland, California. And they're demons that are monitoring evidence. This is not helping Rodriguez and Hadel Chiapani, who engaged in kidnapping at 7:19 in the morning, covering up the fake sun, where I already have the fake sun here, before 7:19 a.m. and to the end of the day. But this is what the entity is doing. This is relevant context. This is a prosecution of the Upland City Hall. That's the city of Upland. That's American Medical Response. That's the P.O.C. It is currently 9:06 a.m. This is P.O.C. I want to be clear. You recall the monitoring spirits that were holding a ceremony right here at the Upland Public Library, the Upland City Hall under the fake sun? They were giving a certificate of completion. In other words, they were engaging in a satanic ritual. They were gang stalking under the fake sun. Those are the same cult members, the same homosexual psychopaths that are stalking me. That was demonic activity. It's also criminal activity. The Upland City Hall, pacing and doing so under a fake sun. They're doing so while they also know as stalkers that they're being documented. And then the mental shall be discharged and put in subject to commitment, engage in what is gang stalking by aircraft over the Upland City, is prosecuting Bill Velto and the people of the state. Okay? This is the P.O.C. Serial stalkers like this are going to prison. Sitting in the library all day long where you know the fake sun is still present while he's stalking in the afternoon, while the entity is stalking by helicopter, he's going to prison. The demons that are engaging what is surrounding while the military is targeting in this manner. These are the demons that are engaging in surveillance in the bathrooms inside of these venues, where they will also be shut down for the unprecedented sexual violence that the city of Upland is engaging in, while that are not legitimate military. This is the terrorists that are the U.S. government gang stalking in Upland, California, flying over me, stalking while covering up the fake sun, which you already know is here. Fake sun's right here over me, covering it up, while the demon, this is a minion, just stares at his device while he's being documented. Going into the Upland City Hall where the employees are being federally prosecuted, every single last one of them losing their jobs as terrorists, and the entities being prosecuted for gang stalking. This is the P.O.C. Doing so at what is 9:44 a.m. This is the entity that is engaged in the pattern of conduct, and I'm going to remind you about the entity gang stalking, and that was the entity gang stalking while I'm documenting it, and they were using a ceremony showing you how insignificant, nothing other than gang violence underway by the U.S. military, that are a bunch of demons, a bunch of pedophiles, a bunch of feces consumers, a bunch of stalkers, using military aircrafts to engage in criminal activity, stalking me. All right, using what is their so-called ceremonies, which you know are satanic, gang stalking, which is witchcraft. This is the P.O.C. It's the prosecution as well. This is the entity that's engaging in that, and every employee inside of the library is going to prison. This is P.O.C.
They are gang stalking at the reference desk. You'll see the fake sign. You'll see relevant positioning. These are demons that are pacing all around, and they're doing so with the employees who are all going to prison, and so are the serial stalkers. These are demons. This is the mentally ill stalking me together in furtherance of murder. This is P.O.C.
Sweet. Thank you, man.
All right.
Okay.
Crossing path.
We'll see if they can really.
Yeah.
Is that one good?
Yeah.
Okay, can I see your card real quick? And I'll, you're, I think I got you already.
Yeah.
Check this one out.
Crossing path.
Laptop?
Okay, let me see if I can find one that's really not hard.
Oh, okay, okay.
But let's see what we got.
All right, thank you.
See the engineer light that was on the floor disappear? This is witchcraft. It's not even sunlight. It's not the sun. It's appearing and disappearing as I documented. That's audible activity. A demon that's using a cough to stalk with noise. This is why this population's getting committed, by the way.
I gave him my number, you didn't call me. When I would go back, I'll open a couple drinks.
Audible activity.
No, sorry.
Pacing. Pacing, pacing, pacing.
No, huge.
Okay. Okay, by the way, this is what fills St. George Catholic Church. Demons, stalkers. Demons that are behaving like they have their bodies covered in ants because they're pacing, they can't stand still. They're monitoring. They're creatures. This is what is also engaging in what is the pattern of conduct in this library right now. This is the entity that are, again, non-humans. That's why they consume feces. This is why they engage in what you need to understand is barbaric animalistic behaviors such as promiscuity. Those are demons that do that. It's not a sexual fetish. It's not just a character flaw. All right? It's not just a product of what they saw their parents doing. I mean, it is, but you're talking about what is a spiritual issue, a curse. Demons engage in this conduct. And they're also gang stalking. It's demonic activity.
Yeah, this will be good.
Oh,
Alright.
good.
Thank you.
It's P.O.C.
Oh, okay. You
And
need
this
my,
is causing for crossing of path. A bunch of demons
Yes.
getting in line under the fake sun inside of the library. By the way, it's not at what is the St. George Catholic Church this morning while you're crossing path. And it's also not at the Bethel congregation, the fake sun. It's over me while you're crossing path. And while you're unable to stand still as though you have to use the bathroom, that's a monitoring, pacing demon. They're going to be committed. This is P.O.C.
Yeah.
Whether they can control themselves and stand still or not, they're going to be committed. But this is letting you know what's actually going on. You're looking at a demon. And this is criminal summoning again. Alan's going to prison. So that's what that is. He's going to prison. So is Joy. So is Kiki. They're here gang stalking. Under the fake sun that's at this time remaining over me in Ontario. Where the entity stalked me by helicopter, recall that. As I'm going to St. George Catholic Church. P.O.C. The people of the state engaging in what is stalking with light, like you saw inside of Wendy's last night. Or the entity was stalking with that precision of light in my path. That's what a demon is doing on what is D Street at the Upland Unified School District. This demon makes a U-turn right where I'm standing inside of the library, where you know the fake sun is over, where the demons are again utilizing criminal summoning, where they are exhibiting mental illness. Those that are using ambulances like American Medical Response, fire trucks like COLLIN, SHEEHY, and San Bernardino County Fire, police vehicles like MARCELO, BLANCO of the Upland Police Department. Demons. Stalking one person, okay? Speaking to a mentally ill population of terrorists. This is people who cannot stand still as though they need to go use the bathroom. This is the entity that is gang stalking. It is 10:14 a.m. Bunch of demons jumping in line in front of me. Again, literally copying off of what I do, which is checking out laptops. That's what monitoring spirits do. Hi, Mr. Allen. I'm well, thank you.